understand. Like,
I hit the record button.
Yeah, no, that's
fine. Prepping is for nerds.
Like,
okay, now it's recording.
Yes. Like, who does prep? A lot of people do prep for stuff, and I feel like they're just prepping for failure.
These people are nerds, right? Nerds prep.
Yeah, like they're like, oh, let me come up with an outline. Like they're writing a paper, but it's ridiculous. The
like sideboards and sideboard plans and maps. That's just not the old school way. I'm hoping I have at least 70 cards or 60 cards. Sorry, but if I'm hoping that there's 60 magic cards, and I'm hoping my friends are cool if I show up with like 58 cards and like 2 of them are like 58 magic cards and like 2 like Nolan Ryan baseball cards, and I hope people will be cool with that.
Dude, so speaking of that, last night went out to play with some of the Trolls guys, right? And I fucking showed up. Like I've spent many a shifts at night thinking about what I'm gonna play for the main event on Saturday at Firewalk with me, which is like next weekend or whatever, right?
Yeah.
And I literally showed up with 61 fucking cards, and I thought I was pile shuffling. I was like,
seems fine.
I'm like, what the fuck? What is this? What is the 61st card? And I literally like laid out my entire deck and realized that I just.
Versa.
It should be. It's not. That's in another deck. That's in my Friday deck. I realized I just went for 61 cards and I don't know what to cut, so I'm just gonna play 61.
Yeah, I mean, okay. So the thing is, the reason that you pay 60 is to maximize the percentage of the card that you get the cards that you want. That really only works if you're playing 4 of each, and only if you care about winning. So I don't think that there's a real difference for our style if you're playing 60 or 70 or 73, to be perfectly honest.
I don't want to go 0-6. I want to go like 3-4. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
That's it. Like if I got a winning record, that would be the highlight of my year probably. I don't think that's gonna happen. I think I'm gonna get fucking rolled up real quick. Justin's coming out. I was talking to him about some Annie stuff. He's coming out for this thing, so I was like, cool. I'll see you at the fucking O2 drop table.
Nice.
So we'll be hanging out at the bottom. What was I gonna say? So I was playing 61 cards last night, keeping 61, keeping it. Tested. Let's talk about decks for Friday. So Friday, right? I'll just tell people what I'm playing because I don't really.
Well, before you start that, dude, I don't think I'm gonna go because
I figured you weren't.
I didn't get my shit together and the prices are so expensive. However, I got somehow I got signed up for I'm going to the Risk.
You're going to Risk?
I'm going to Risk.
Fuck, Mark, damn it. I don't think I have off work for Risk. We'll see. We'll see about Risk. No, I can't go. I can't go to Risk. No, it's not work. It's not work as this issue. My wife has a work trip, so I have to stay home and take care of the 5 cats. So I can't make Risk.
So if you find a cat sitter, you're good. So that's the blocker.
That's not how this works at all.
No. Okay.
Well, let me explain to you these fucking cats. All right. So like we got 5 cats.
Well, I've seen some of them, but
yeah, I mean like here's one right here, right? Like maybe someday we'll put out videos. But these cats get fed raw food. Well, these cats eat better than most human beings in the world.
So we record these calls and we have the videos. So sign up for our Patreon /OnlyFans or whatever.
It's just an OnlyFans. There's no Patreon.
Yeah. You can see the video.
Yeah. So like these cats, they eat a specific diet. Like they eat a specific diet, right? Certain cats eat certain foods. Other cats eat other foods. So you have to know what cat eats what food.
How do you keep one cat from eating the other cat's food?
Great question. You have to personally sit there and watch. Like it's really just the one. Like 2 of the cats get separate food. The one cat eats it all right away, not a problem. The other cat does not. So I have to sit there and watch that cat while he eats. And then when the other cat tries to bully him off of his food, that's where I swoop in and I fucking deflect.
So your cats actually eat like everything in one sitting? Because Mouse, my last cat, Mousy, he would just kind of like, sometimes he just wanted to make sure it was there, and then he'd go off and do his, outside murder business or whatever, and then come back and kind of graze back and forth. So they'd sit there and actually eat it?
It depends on the cat. There's 5 cats. So 2 of those 5 cats are going to sit there and just eat until it's gone. The third cat will just make sure it's there. The other cat, like he needs to eat, right? But like he likes to eat and then walk off for a little bit and then come back, and he can easily be bullied off of his food. So that one
Oh.
I have to like fucking sit there and watch him eat. It's like a thing. And then the other cat, she's like off by herself. It's like that last one that we got. So that one she's got her own room basically in our house, and she just hangs out in there. So,
Mm-hmm.
uh, so it's like it's a fucking production to get these cats
Okay.
like fed. It's like a real thing. So I can't go to Risk, which is unfortunate because I wanted to go. I have qualms with how they're doing ante because I don't think it's real ante. But I still want to go see my friends.
Is it Scribble Ante? I haven't
Yeah,
even looked what the
it
plan
is.
is.
So and I'm
Okay,
not saying like
so
I
I
am just
played
saying from a
Scribble
personal
Ante
perspective.
at the at Butson's cabin event in the middle of nowhere, Wisconsin, and
Yes.
so I read the rules wrong because in the Discord there's like all these different threads and chats, and I
Uh-huh.
saw one thing about the ante, and I guess it was like the old version. So the old version was limited like to $10 or something it was. So it took
Okay.
me, I don't know, like 9 or 10 hours to come up with a deck I wanted to play that I could like fit, and or it's $5, something ridiculous, right? So it took
Mhm.
forever, and you literally had to have a TCG player
Yeah, it's like trying
shop
to play. Yeah.
took me forever to like figure out how to make that budget, right? And then
Yep.
I get there, and nobody is playing this $5 budget deck.
They're just
It's
playing
like,
Annie, just straight up
yeah,
Annie
it's the
cards.
one that they played before. So I spent like an extra 9 hours being budget conscious, and then I got it pushed in the whole time because I'm on like a $5 deck.
As you, dude, it's just how it is.
Yep.
Me and so I'm not like, let me just be clear, since I consider a lot of these people to be my friends. You can play Annie kind of however you want, but to me, if like they changed the rules text on contract,
Yeah.
that both people, they made it symmetrical more or less,
Yeah.
that both people would discard and then draw 7.
Yep.
I'm like, I don't know. I'm not into that. I can understand the scribble part because you just like, some people are like just nervous about losing cards, right? Like I get it.
Well, also, and another thing, here's a pro tip: if you play Scribble Ante with the spawners, just bring a dick stamp. Just bring a
Yeah,
stamp with the
dude, I
dick
don't
outline.
draw
It
anymore.
will
I have
it
a
will
stamp.
it will save you so much time because that's what's going to happen to all of your cards. You're going to have a dick on them. So just
Yep,
bring a dick stamp.
just bring a
It's going to be
fucking stamp.
so much easier. Yeah.
It's easier on everybody. The
Yep.
I'm literally staring at a
And
deck I'm gonna
classy.
play Cam with in Ante here in a minute,
Oh,
or not in a
nice.
minute, in a couple days.
Yeah.
So I don't know. I didn't like that. I probably wouldn't have played because I don't know if I like thought that was a good rules change. I mean, Scribble's fine or whatever. I'd probably play a little bit more expensive cards, maybe. I don't know. Probably not. But it'll be interesting. I'm interested to see what people think about that. I realize like it. If you say you're not going to lose your cards, it makes it a little bit more palatable to people who may not have like the budget to throw at
Yeah.
however many dollars you want out. But I've
Well,
also like found that Annie is actually self-regulating with regards to budget, right?
yes.
Like we just did, like we're complete on this Annie League, right? And like I'm looking at all these decks, and I don't think any of them, including I think maybe mine was the most expensive, and it probably maybe just got to $100, maybe.
Mm-hmm.
But I was playing 4 contracts, four soul rings. Like I don't know. I had some
Sure.
like relatively expensive shit in there, not super expensive, but maybe the whole deck was $100. But
So
I
So
don't know.
just going back to Scribble real quick, maybe it was a little bit different because we were playing where we're basically staying in this cabin. But Scribble Ante, so I brought like all my Posca markers, from like 5
Yeah.
different fourth or something. It basically turned into like an arts and crafts meetup where you
Correct.
basically had like 15 dudes hanging out drinking beer and like coloring together. And I thought that was really cool. That was actually really fun. And that really, like, if you play Scribble Ante, it's basically turns to arts and crafts time. In fact, maybe
Yes.
bring like some glue sticks and some glitter. Maybe the scissors that have like the cool designs. I know there was a
Oh, like
great
the ones that like
shark.
crinkle cut, the ones that
Yeah, dude, right?
I
And then
don't
so
know.
I know
I
I
would allow
altered a
that,
great
but
shark for somebody, and I literally cut out teeth marks in the card with a knife and
yeah,
colored the background all red. It was pretty dope. That was cool.
I like that. I like that.
Yeah.
Last thing about Annie.
Yeah.
So me and Cam got some blood matches going down.
Ooh.
We're gonna play 95 rules, so we're gonna include Ice Age and Homelands.
Oh shit. Okay.
We were originally supposed to play the Desert Twister rules, which also include alliances, and your deck's got to be worth about $100, right? 2,000 pesos, about $100.
Yep.
And then I like just I think I fucked something up, and I was like, fuck it, let's just play 95. And so we're gonna do some 95. And I don't know if I have any. I gotta see how much money I spent today on cards. But if I have any left, I'm probably gonna just bring some alliance cards and throw them in there and play Justin, because I'm sure he's got a fucking Andy deck with him. We'll see. I'll message him. But
yeah, that's sick. Sure.
it should be interesting. There's dude.
Awesome.
So in April, speaking of other formats that aren't old school, in
Okay.
April there's an online among the one Discord. There's an online Alpha through Alliances league. I think there's like 5 of us in there. Dude, there's some. I don't think Ice Age and Homelands really gives you much, but Alliances, dude, has some fucking sick cards in it. There's a blue card which I'm really good at Magic, so I'll not remember its name. But it basically time twisters, but you just have to mill like 20 cards off or 10 cards off your deck or something like that.
Okay.
Here's another cat. This is the one cat that gets bullied into being bullied off its food. So.
Oh really? Oh no.
So I think like playing. So I'm gonna give this Alpha through Alliances.
Dude, if I was playing that, I would straight up be like Orcish Lumberjacks, Curd Apes, Baldivian Hordes.
That's what I'm playing. Dude, for the league, that's what I'm playing. I have a list on my phone. I just got to buy like 20 cents worth of cards. It's not even that.
Are you playing that? Was it that Nettle Gin or something? It's like the 4/4 does it damage to you? I think.
That is
green shitty Jusum.
Hold on, no. I'm playing. Where's this at? Red, green, Alpha Alliances. 4 Deadly Insect, 4 Baldivian Hordes, 4 Yavimaya Ants, Bolts, Berserks, Incinerate, Orcish Lumberjacks, 1 Jockle Hops just for fun, 4 Llanowar Elves, a Soul Ring, a Wheel, a Growth, both Moxes, a Chaos Orb, 4 Strip, 4 Taiga, Mountain Forest, 2 of the Karplusan Forest, just like. Sure. Instead of City of Brass. I'm not sure if that's the right call or not, but we'll see.
Well, you're going to be using the colorless mana, and the colorless mana is free. It doesn't ping you, so.
That's kind of my thought. It was like, this is probably just a strict upgrade.
I think so. I think it is.
That's the deck. I've been told that Reanimator is like the real deal.
Oh, yes.
So I need to put like some
sideboard,
some Tor mods in the old sideboard. So I'm going to do that. I don't know I'm not sure what else I should be playing instead of the Tormod script.
Yeah, I'm not sure.
I don't know what else is in this format. I'm actually just looking at these cards right now, so I can. Thought Lash seems like a cool card. Hold on, where is the name of this card? It's definitely an Alliances card. But you get access to like Portent as well, which is pretty cool.
Yeah, Portent, sweet. Yeah.
It's called, so this card is called Diminishing Returns. Each player shuffles his or her hand and graveyard into their library. Remove top 10 of your cards in your library. Each player draws 7 cards. I'm going to fucking figure out a deck to play that in.
I cast that in a Legacy event out of the sideboard on a Ben Perry special version of Belcher. So I've actually cast some Legacy, yeah.
I mean, back when Legacy was good.
I remember playing that against a lands deck and just wrecked his world after casting that. So
yeah, because what's he gonna do with those 7 cards? They're all lands. You know what I mean?
It's one of those things. Oh, sweet! I refilled. Oops, you're dead. You know? Yeah.
For like the 2 people listening, I'll add the Risk website to the show notes, and I'll put it on the Twitter as well. It's going to be a good event. Let me pull it up real quick, just because we're talking about it. There's 2 events that are probably worth talking about. Risk is one of them. Let me.
Palm Springs.
How would I search for this? I don't think I have it saved under my.
Just look for Deep Spawners. They have a website.
That's right. SoCal Deep Spawners. There we go. Annual Risk. So it's the 8th through the 9th of April. Which is whatever, the dates are irrelevant. Friday they're gonna do like this Jeep tour, which will be pretty cool.
Very limited seating on that.
So so if you're gonna do this, you want to get that signed up like now.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
And then Friday's Friday night Scribble Annie, which will be interesting. I'm kind of interested to see how the like symmetric contracts work out. And then Saturday will be a regular old, Risk tournament.
Yep.
Anywho, so there's rules for the ante on there. We don't have to read through those. The exact location has not been released yet. You'll get that whenever you sign up. Just know it is somewhere in the Palm Springs area, and knowing the Desert Twist, or not the Desert Twisters, knowing the Deep Spawners, it'll be a nice place to stay. It's like a place you could probably bring your family and not
It's
be
going to be like a golf resort style place.
Yeah, something like legitimately nice.
Well, I know it is a golf resort style place because I have the address.
Right. Still, address. We'll cut it if we say it by accident. We'll cut the address. Anyhow, that one, and then Lobster Con is also coming up.
Yeah.
This spring. Let me just double check this. I'll put this one in the show notes as well. Pre-registration is out. It's going to be in Boston, of course, May 13th and 14th. Friday's Pre-Modern Championships.
Is it in person or online this year?
This is in person. This is with an N, not with an M.
So this is the first one back then.
Yeah, and then Saturday is 93.94 plus a side pre-modern event, and then you can read about those details. I'll also put this in the show notes. Anyhow, those are like kind of the two events. I'm trying to make it out to Lobster Con. I don't know. With like doing contract work, I don't know like really what my schedule looks like yet. So that kind of dictates whether I'll be able to make it or not. But we'll see. I really want to go out to that one. I was talking to DFB about something else. He's coming out for the event here in a week, so we were talking cube shit, which probably brings us to like our original point, which is cube. Talking black this week.
Yeah, it's black. Yeah, this time it's black.
These are the cards. So like, here's what I've noticed about my cards.
I wish we had that Borat clip. Black Knot.
I don't know. You lost me on that one. I'll have to.
Have you seen Borat?
Probably not.
Okay, so yeah, that doesn't make sense.
I think Sasha Cohen has got some interesting stuff out there. I'm not a big fan of the Borat stuff. Here's what I know about my black cards, right? So like we'll skip terrors and dark rituals and all that bullshit. I have the least amount of modified black cards. So I have.
Do you have that picture? Do you have that picture on your?
I do. I can share it with you.
You want to share it, and then because I've got my deck on the coffee table, so that way I can see both.
Sticker. I know that we've tried doing this so many times. What if I just drag and drop it?
It's the little it's the share. It's the square with the arrow up right by the leave button.
There we go. Now we're cooking.
There we go.
Hold on, but I think I can just drop it in the old. Why can't I just drop it in the old chat? Can I do that?
Yeah.
Okay, hold on.
Or you know what? I'll just pull it up on my phone. It's posted on Twitter, right? So we can do it.
It is. We're so good at this. More actions. Whatever, irrelevant. All right, leaving that chat part.
Okay, cool. I found it online. All right, so.
I actually downloaded these because I thought I was gonna like somehow share them on the screen. I only have 3 cards. One is signed. It's an Unholy Strength revised. That might be unlimited, but it's probably revised. A Paralyzed that I won off of Justin a year ago. And a Hypnotic Spectre I got from Joe, but I don't know where he got it from.
It's pretty sick. Yeah, somebody signed it CYH.
CYH. Who knows? If you know who that is, reach out. We'll give you credit because it looks good.
Yeah.
So there's only 3 like drawn on cards, which is probably the least amount of drawn on cards outside of like my lands, right? And I don't know why. I don't play a whole lot of black, I guess is what I just learned there.
Yeah, I don't have a whole lot of altered ones here. I got quite a few signed ones. I got some APs in here, stuff like that. But yeah, I don't have a whole lot of altered ones.
You have an AP Hell's Caretaker, don't you?
I do.
Yeah, that thing is sick.
The Mind Twist is an AP also.
Is it? Oh, that's pretty cool.
I think so. Let me check. No, it's not.
So that thing would be fucking sweet.
I know I have an alt 4 somewhere else. Yeah.
Fair enough. Yeah, so I mean like pretty standard cards on mine, like everything on mine is singles. I took a picture of like what I thought were like cool cards that like you don't see a whole lot of. Soul Exchange, which is kind of cool. Like sacrifice a creature but remove it from the game, put it in the graveyard, take a creature from the graveyard, put it directly into play as though, or just summon, put a 2/2 counter on it. If it was a throw. And like I'm playing 3 thralls in mine, so there's like definitely some synergy with that. So Soul Exchange seems kind of cool. Hell's Caretaker is obviously cool.
And Soul Exchange just proves once again that we are always in Legend spoiler season.
That's actually
it's Fallen Empires.
Fallen Empires card. Probably one of, I don't know.
Oh shit,
Fallen Empires
right,
has like 1 or 2 playables. That's probably on the maybe list. But Hell's Caretaker is a Legends spoiler season, right? So sacrifice a creature, take a target creature from graveyard, put it directly into play as though it were just summoned. Uses only during your upkeep. What is interesting about Hell's Caretaker, because I was actually 7-point singleton's a big thing up here. You can sacrifice the Hell's Caretaker to itself.
Yeah.
So you can use itself to go get. I mean, you can use it on other creatures for certain, but it actually works on itself as well. In case that's something.
The deck I liked it most in was that red, black, and a rook egg deck. So getting rook eggs back and sacrificing with Diamond Valley, and then also getting walls back to sacrifice Diamond Valley just for life. Like 0/8. And then the latest iteration would bring back ball lightnings every turn.
Yeah, the ball lightning seems like a good play, and just keep bringing those back.
Yeah,
that's pretty good.
Yeah,
and that's a fairly cheap card, so you could, long story short, you could build that deck fairly fast because none of those cards are expensive.
Chronicles, yes.
Yeah, because it's a Chronicles printing. The originals are kind of expensive.
Not cheap. Yeah.
Evil Eye of Ormsby-Gore, which is like somebody's pet card on the internet, so I put it in here. I still don't fucking understand why people play this shit. Like, it deals 3 damage, and it can be blocked by walls. I don't know.
Because it's sweet.
We can disagree about that. I put it on there because I think people like it.
It's a giant eyeball, man. Like, it's cool. Like, it's so unique and weird, and I think that's why it is. It's literally a giant eyeball.
Sure. It does.
That's also evil. It's evil.
It's a 5 CMC lightning bolt that has to attack, so that's pretty cool. It's a pretty cool card. Probably, I'm gonna have Amy Weber sign one of these, and if I can find an AP, I will get it. Phyrexian Gremlins. So basically, you can use it to like tap down artifacts, and you can keep the Gremlins tapped to keep the artifact tap. So I thought that was pretty cool. Not often seen played. Of course, it's 3 mana for a 1/1, so pretty sick.
Dude, I want to say that she probably. Okay.
I mean, I'm just gonna ask her. She lives like right up the road from me.
Yeah, but it's probably gonna be like a shatter or something already painted on the other side.
I know. Like to get a blank one, I'll ask her. Who knows?
Okay.
Hazardon Ogres is just there just for the artwork. It's classic. It's classic artwork.
Yeah, I like that card. I used to play that in Suicide Black deck in 1.5. Which is choice, but I thought it was pretty cool.
This and like the one of Freet that's black. It's like 1 and 2 black, and it's a flying 3/3, but it like does damage, or you got to pay for it. Yeah, that thing. What do you got to pay? 2?
Well, it's 2 black and 1 to cast, and then pay 2, and it's 3/3 flyer.
I think that's like, I think there's probably like a more, like a lot of people play classic mono black, Black Knights, Orders of the Ebon Hand, shit like that, like Specters. I think there's also maybe a slightly more aggressive build that relies on those flyers, and stuff like that, and like Urg Raiders and shit.
I like something that's even. I actually think there's a better alternative, and it's stamped with Fiesta Day Old School, our event, or first one. I think Vampire Bats, man.
I mean, it's good. Vampire Bats, first off, is better than Frozen Shade. In case you were wondering, because I've made this mistake, Frozen Shade isn't flying. It doesn't have legs in the artwork. It's not a flying creature. It's a fucking ground creature. It doesn't have legs. So it literally has to float everywhere, which is not flying.
I have fond memories because I had a Vampire Bat with 2 Unholy Strengths on it, and I raced to juice them in 1. That was fun.
Yeah. I think Vampire Vats. It's like I would substitute it for like I don't know, just make like a mono black Flyers deck and just cut the Black Knights and the
I mean,
Orders.
not a lot of decks have flyers, not necessarily. And then if you're running Dark Rituals anyway, I mean, and swamps, this thing can be a thing. You know what I mean?
It gives you
It can
something to do
start.
with your Dark Rituals later in the game. Yeah.
And if they don't have flyers or something, it could be just like 6, 7 a turn. It could be maybe this is good for maybe like a berserk kind of deck, like a really
So
bad berserk deck.
so I was looking at like Inquest #1 and #2, and they have like a green black deck in there that's like it's got berserks in it, but like the whole idea is like you just ramp out like a force of nature as fast as possible and then berserk it into people. I was like, that's pretty
So
interesting.
I had some cards. I had a card laying next to the vampire decks, and I just discovered a combo. Vampire Bit, Initiative to the Ebon Hand.
Yeah, because you can stack that ability, right? Like even if it like you can continue to stack that ability. It's like Friction Devour. You can continue to stack that ability.
Yeah.
Even after like the trigger goes on the stack, so and then Hell's Caretaker back.
Yeah, I think it's kind of fun. I mean, it's super bad. So, you throw some couple of Drain Ice in there, throw some Berserks in there. Then you got a really bad deck.
I think like the theme out of black for my cube is probably like reanimation stuff, like a lot of reanimation bullshit in there, like Reanimate Dead,
Okay.
Hell's Caretaker, shit like that. This Shaman Night Stalker is just it's a really bad card and it has nothing to do with reanimation, but it is the artwork is just fantastic, so that's why it's in there. I would never play it. It's pretty terrible. 5 for a 4/4. You can redirect damage to it.
Do you have a Howl from Beyond in yours?
I do not. I do not.
Okay. What about Will of the Wisp?
I have a bunch of those. I do not have it in here.
I love Willow.
It might go in. So if we're talking about stuff that I considered, hold on. Before we get to that, here's a question. Yeah. What artwork are you using for your Hymn to Torok?
I will tell you as soon as I find it. I'm using Wolf.
Same. That's why we're friends, because it's the best artwork.
So I actually prefer the circle one, and that's the one that I usually use. And I really like the Walmart Wolf one. And
that's why I read mine.
I was like, it would be a cool altar if you can just like do a T-shirt outline, black everything else out, and just make it like it's like on a T-shirt.
Yes, I agree. I also put the wolf in there because it reminds me of Walmart T-shirts.
I mean, it should be pretty easy. Just an outline of a T-shirt and then marker everything else out on the card, right?
You would just want to keep it in aspect. I don't know. I'll send it off. I got to get some other cards altered, so maybe I'll throw that one in as well. Are you playing? There's probably like a zombie sub theme in here. What arts are you using for thralls? Because the thralls all have different arts.
Thralls? I don't know.
Are you playing any thralls? Are you playing?
I don't think so.
Mind Stab Thrall?
No.
Oh my gosh.
No.
There's some good cards there.
I do have Bog Wraith. I'm sure you have Bog Wraith.
I have Bog Wraith in there.
Okay. What about Wall of Bone?
No. Yeah. No. The walls I have are like super shitty, and that's not one of them.
Well, I have an alpha signed one, so I had to put it in there.
Regeneration is good.
Yeah, it is.
I think it is, especially in limited formats. Are you playing a Nightmare in yours?
Yes. TCG sent me the wrong one, so I have a 5th edition German white border.
Cool. Great. Fantastic. Are you playing a Sorceress Queen?
I'm actually playing a very pimp Sorceress Queen, so it is one from...
Oh, shit.
From Ben. Yeah, from Shaman Ben.
That's a good one. I'm just playing a regular... I think mine's like a 4th edition or Chronicles or whatever. I like the artwork on that card, though.
What about Fallen Angels?
Yeah, I got one in here.
Yeah.
I think that's another good card.
Holy sick. Yeah. trying to think about like what is unusual. Well, I have the Drudge Skeletons, but I have the German misprint double signed. That's
See, I
kind of
would
fun.
throw that in there, but I throw that in the land box, and just if people pick it, then it becomes theirs. Like I wouldn't.
That's
Yeah, I
fun.
wouldn't put it in the cube itself. I'd put it in the lands piles, and if it's in there, it's in there. You know what I mean?
I kind of really like that actually. That's fun. How about Infernal Medusa?
No, I don't even know what the fuck that card does.
All right, so it is this one. I'll show you and I'll read it out so you see the picture.
Oh, that works good. Yeah.
Yeah, so it's 2 black and 3. It's a 2/4. Summon Medusa. Non-wall creatures blocking Medusa are destroyed at the end of combat, as are all creatures blocked by Medusa.
It's a good way to like push stuff through for certain.
2/4, 2/4 for 5, you know? And then I have the Wretched sitting right next to it.
The Wretched is cool artwork. I'm not playing that though.
The Wretched actually, high school, I want to say it was freshman year or sophomore year, like we had an art project where you take art, some art that you like, and you draw a grid, and then you basically draw the grid on a piece of paper and then you transfer it. So the thing is like, you know, you're kind of like breaking it down like how to eat an elephant sandwich by doing one grid at a time.
Right.
And I did the Wretched.
Interesting. Okay.
Yeah.
I for my cards that I got from NPCs / GeoCities, All Hallows Eve. I need to see how expensive those are. I kind of want to buy a real one of those. I like the artwork. Apparently, I've listened to.
I feel like they're really expensive.
They probably are. I've listened to a Leaving the Legacy podcast where they have an like actual art director person like talk about different arts, and she said this art was terrible. I actually think it's one of my favorite artworks. Like it's very Halloweeny to me, so big fan. I got a Juzum over here. I'm definitely not buying one of those. Guardian Beast, definitely not going to buy one of those. The Abyss, I would consider buying an Italian one, maybe. Oubliette, I'm going to replace that at some point.
Yeah, I've got one of these. I'll see if I have an extra.
If you do, let me know and we'll work something out. Because I like that better than what I have in here right now.
Yeah, so my proxies, you'll see it in the picture. So I'm not using the NPC ones on this one, but I'm using the proxies that I got from Chalice.
Yeah, I like the Chalice cards.
Couple years ago, yeah.
One of the basics is a mountain from Chalice that I have in the box. An Oubliette that I'm just going to replace because they're not really expensive. I just haven't bought one yet. And then an Underworld Dreams. Those aren't that expensive. I'll probably end up buying one of those like in English.
I actually got one from DFB from one of your anti events, actually.
Yeah. That thing is sick too. And then my last one is a Nether Void, which GeoCities doesn't make that. It's somebody else, the Philadelphia guy. Yeah, I just mispronounced Philadelphia, which is ironic.
Well, let me ask you about that choice, right? So Nether Void, classic card, sweet. Do you actually want it played in your cube? Because is the game ever gonna, like, for instance, like, are you gonna be able to build a deck around it? And if you play it, does it just wreck the game? Like, does the card say basically no one plays anything for an hour and a
half? Maybe I think
because I feel like you need a specially tuned deck to make that work, and kind of like Armageddon, right? Your deck needs to be built around and taking advantage of Armageddon, and then you actually defeat your opponent quick. But if your deck isn't built around it, and I think Necrovoid and Armageddon could just kind of ruin the shitty game state.
I mean, I think with Unlimited, Nether Void it only lasts for so long, right? Because you're just going to be like, if you're probably playing at least 17, 18 lands in a 40 card deck, right? So you're going to get around it at some point. I think it's an interesting way to slow down I wouldn't, if I was playing Nether Void, I wouldn't slam it down on turn 4, right? Because it doesn't make any sense. Because on turn 4, you probably have 1, maybe 2 creatures.
There's almost going to be no removal for it anyway, too, right? For an enchantment.
Well, disenchant. And then you have Chaos Orb and
yeah, but just think about like how many cards are there and how many copies of those. So that means that it could be that one player has one removal spell that would target it. So it basically is invincible. Like enchantments and maybe other permanents outside of creatures are basically indestructible. So it's going to be real hard. Like you're not removing this. You're just going to have to pay
Play
extra.
around it. Absolutely, but it's symmetrical.
No,
Everybody's got to play around it,
I don't think it's play around it. I think it's playing through it.
or whatever. But it's everybody. So like
Yeah.
even you have to do it. So like it doesn't help you if you slam it down turn 4 and then
Sure.
do nothing. It's also this comes up. This is a world enchantment, which means if you play another world enchantment, it goes away.
More
I'm just
removal.
IJS. I'm just saying. But you're
And
right.
if you want to hear about world enchantments and wait for about 10 minutes for us to Google and then randomly name some, we did that last episode.
Yeah, so go back and refer to that episode. I actually talked to somebody about how in green you play around the abyss, and one of those is playing world enchantments. Anyhow.
Oh yeah, sideboard. Yeah, I hadn't. Yeah, 100%.
You're right. It probably needs to be replaced. The question is, what do I put in the spot? I don't even like the proxy I have for it. I would probably not buy another Void in real life anyhow.
I think it's one of those things like try it out, but maybe keep your eye on it and see like.
It's on the small list.
Yeah, so if like, what is the game like after you play that? Is it like, does everyone just want to quit, or is it okay?
I would hope it's like Armageddon where you play it and then you close out relatively quickly afterwards. But the good thing is, the real question is answering it, right? Which I agree with your assessment that this cube does not have a whole lot to answer it besides one disenchant, one chaos orb, and then any other world enchantments that I might have in here somewhere.
Tranquility, if you have it, would do it.
I think it's in here. I think I have a Tranquility in here. I don't remember.
Neverall's Disc.
Obviously, there's a disc in here. So maybe there is enough answers to it. I don't know. We'll see how it goes.
Oh, yeah.
But that's it for my black cards. Yeah, everything else is pretty standard shit. So not too worried about it.
Yeah, mine are, but like I have like Erg Raiders, Cyclopean Mummy.
Yep. We got those.
Fog Imp, Fog Rats.
How many Plague Rats did you put in your deck?
0.
0 Plague Rats. Just put 100 in there. The black section is just Plague Rats.
Mark, thanks for inviting us over for your to play your cube. However, I don't think it's appropriate that you only have Bog Rats and Strip Mines.
It'd be fine. First one to get one that wins. And like one Mox. Everybody fights for the Mox. So yeah, that's
cool.
Yeah, my black section isn't like super exciting, but I also don't think that like black is super exciting in old school. Like you really just splash it for Demonic Tutor or Mind Twist, right? And like juice them.
I've always really loved Unholy Strength a lot, and Bad Moon and Sinkhole. To me, those are always, and then Paralyzes. I don't know. It's one of those. Is black more the utility color outside of a couple of power cards?
I think you're right.
Or it's like unsung heroes, because I mean, there's Hippie, right? Dark Ritual. There's Juice'em. Singers all over the place. Black Knights, you see, Royal Assassin, and it's almost kind of like.
But you only see those in like mono black decks. Like you're not like people aren't playing like a green black deck. They're not playing they're playing Demonic Tutor, Mind Twist. But what else are you playing? You know what I mean?
So is that the thing where we're getting this feeling with black that basically black, could it be the double black symbols? Is that why black cards are kind of relegated to mono black decks and that's why they don't get splashed as much?
I think that's true for
the best
constructed.
Because I think the best cards that I'm mentioning that are only in kind of mono black or heavy black,
right?
They all have double black to them.
Absolutely. Yeah, I mean, I think you got to be committed.
So basically, if a lot of these black cards would only have one black symbol, and say 2 instead, in addition to make up for the other black, I wonder if they see a lot more play.
I think people would. Hold on, sorry, my cat is. Dude, get down! What the fuck are you doing?
It's like Cirque du Soleil over there.
It is. I don't even know if I can turn the camera. Anyhow, I think you're right. I think even if if Hypnotic Spectre was
that's awesome
3 in a black, I think
So
he's up.
your cat
See
found
him?
a box on the top of a cat. Oh yeah, I see him.
It's actually my 3D printer that I haven't put together yet because I've
Oh
just been
really?
too busy to do that. Yep.
Oh,
And then I got all the other stuff right here.
dude, you're letting freedom sleep over there, man. Come on.
I am. In fact, Washington just
Yeah.
passed a law about
High capacity.
high capacity magazines, whatever that means. We can argue that point. In response to that, I just want everybody to know, all 10 people that listen to this, I bought a
Yeah.
100-round drum for my AR-15. I don't even plan on using it. I just bought it.
Oh
Like,
yeah.
I'm just gonna literally put it on my desk and just like I bought that.
There's a gun, I guess, vendor or whatever manufacturer that I'm on the mailing list, and they put out that because of that law banning, I think it's anything over 10 round magazines or
I
whatever.
think so too.
Yeah, so they said that basically, since that's going to go in effect soon, they are prioritizing all shipments of magazines to Washington State. So if you're not in Washington State, yours may take a little bit longer. Please be patient.
Yeah.
And that was kind of okay. That's kind of funny. And then there was an article that got posted that was about this, but instead of like there was a typo, and it was like the editor, I guess, didn't know the subject matter. Instead of saying that Washington State bans high capacity magazines, they said Washington State bans high capacity ammunition.
Sure. Absolutely.
So Twitter
like,
loved that one. You can imagine the replies.
it's just like I read the law itself, and what it just bans like new purchases, and then I like if the both of us are in the state of Washington, I cannot sell you legally one of my like PMAG 30 round like PMAGs, right?
Could you give it to me?
I don't. I think actually the answer to that is no. I think.
Okay, so it's transferring. It's not sales.
Yeah, I think it's everything. I
Okay.
read it and was like, okay, it basically just stops stuff moving forward. But like Pandora's box has already been opened, right? Like, if you're a fucking asshole like me, you already own enough PMags to supply half of an army, right? So
For non-gun, I guess, enthusiasts, you can get one of these 30-round magazines for an AR-15 for about
for like
$16.
yeah, like $7 or
Well,
whatever.
the nice ones, yeah. So
Yeah.
Anyway,
Yeah.
enough of you want to. I think
No,
maybe
we're
should
gonna
drop
keep
the
on
gun
gun
talk.
talk.
Okay, okay.
Let me tell you the funniest thing.
So thank you, listeners. Welcome to Gun Talk with Mark
welcome
and
to Gun
Eric.
Talk.
Pew pew pew.
Pew, 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 pew. So I was living in Colorado when Colorado passed a very similar law, and that's when the people who make PMags were also in Colorado. And if you don't know what PMags are plastic magazines. They are extremely popular in military circles, right? Like they're made by Magpul, so they're not that expensive now.
Love that company. Yeah.
But if you're gonna like everybody in the army who like thought they were fucking Rambo, we're buying like double set. So a double set is 14 magazines. So you have 7 magazines, which is considered a combat load, and then you have an additional 7 magazines because you want to rotate them. We can get into why you'd want to do that later. It's irrelevant. Anyhow.
Yeah.
So like you're dropping like a couple $100 because they're like 30. They were like 30ish a piece. So you'd buy 14 of them, and you'd buy them all at once.
Sure.
So when Colorado passed that law, Magpul was like, we are fire sailing all of these magazines because we can't move. We're like, we're having to move out of state because we can no longer manufacture these in the state of Colorado. They moved to Texas, by the way.
Okay.
So cool. Instead of moving all of this stock that we have, they reduced it by 70%. So you could pick up magazines at like they like limited how many you could buy, but like they're like you can buy these for like $7 basically because we don't want to ship the product. And I was
I think that gives you a good insight to what their actual cost, their manufacturing cost is.
Oh, I'm sure they were at cost.
So you know that what their cost is 30% of that sale price, right? So
yeah. And so I loaded up as like literally everybody in my unit did. So I don't know. That's why I have a bunch.
Also, if you're not a gun enthusiast, if you're a gun enthusiast, you are basically a hoarder.
Yeah.
Well, actually, just like Magic players,
I don't need.
If you're into guns or Magic, you're gonna buy. If there's a good deal on something, you're basically gonna buy as much as you can at the time. Both groups are hoarders.
Yep. And so, bringing this back around, what's interesting, I need to look at this law a little bit better, but I don't know if it outlaws the private manufacturer of magazines. So with 3D printers,
interesting.
you can
Yeah.
make like I have it somewhere. I've like made magazines for like print testing.
Yeah.
So you can print like I make Glock magazines because they're the easiest to make. But
Okay.
like you can print. Have you ever seen like the 100-round Glock magazine? It's hilarious. It's like this
Yes.
long. It's fucking.
Yeah.
It's dumb. They also make drums for Glock 17s, by the way. I don't know, like more gun talk. There's a Glock 17C, which is a full automatic compensated Glock 17, shoots 9 mil.
Yeah.
You may have seen it in movies like The Matrix or John Wick. It's like trying to shoot a fire hose. It doesn't make sense. Like it's so hard to control. But that is why you'd want a drum magazine for that gun. Anyhow, nobody can own those. Like they're
Of
impossible
course,
to
if you have
find.
if you have the auto Glock and a drum,
Yeah.
get an MP5.
Yeah. Just get an MP5. Just get an MP5. The Glock 17C, like I don't think they make them anymore. They're like highly hard. They're hard to get a hold of, even if you already have the tax stamp for it. Like it is a deal. Because I've looked at it because I think they're pretty interesting guns. But yeah, so that's probably enough gun talk. But yes,
Yeah.
gun talk very similar to nerd card talk. You buy a bunch of stuff and you just sit on it forever.
So I like how. Yeah, no, 100%. Well, the gun stuff. Well, I mean, a lot of the things that you're going to hoard as ammunition, you end up using it. With magic cards, they just constantly sit there unless you really prune your collection.
But I have guns that just constantly sit there. Like I have like an 8mm Mauser, right?
Yeah.
Like it's not it was manufactured in like 44, 45.
I just put a scope on mine. The scope is like 14 inches. It is stupid, and I'm taking it off. It's insane.
I hate that gun. I hate the shit out of it. The reason I keep it is because I got it as a gift, and I'm not gonna. I mean, it has its uses.
I love mine. Mine was a Christmas gift from my dad.
I hate it. I don't like 8mm. I don't like that Mauser. It's fine. But like I have it. It just sits there. I'm like, yep, there it is.
Yeah, right there you go. Nice. Yeah.
I maybe of like guns I own, I shoot
useful. It's like a laser gun. It's like it is just not. Yeah.
I don't know how the Germans fought a war with those guns. I can't believe they were like, this is what we're using. Like, are you kidding me?
Well, all the countries are like that. They're like, yeah, the combat range is like 600 to 800 meters.
Yeah.
That's
like,
what
it kicks like a fucking
do.
And we're going to shoot out real far. And you're like, wait, what, dude?
And the bullets are going to be gigantic.
Yes. And this gun's also fully made out of wood and steel. So it's like literally 14 pounds, not even loaded.
Yeah.
Holds 5 rounds.
Like 3 feet long.
Yeah. Good luck. Yeah. Good luck, bud.
Yeah. Sweet. Yeah. Here's a bayonet. Go for it.
Yes. So of all the guns I own, I literally shoot 2 of them with any type of frequency.
Ah, okay.
Yeah. Not that I own that many guns. Like I'm probably like low on the list as far as like gun ownership, but.
Well, I mean, you left Texas. Normally, what I like to say is like for a good amount is like a Texas amount of guns. That's.
I think we're getting close in time, but I think here's what I would suggest for a new gun owner: Mossberg 500 shotgun, right?
Oh, okay.
Yep, it's great. You can put different barrels on it. It's extremely cheap. Shotguns are probably your most effective for hunting and home defense. That's the first gun I would recommend somebody buy. And if they just really want a rifle, like a Savage Arms 22 bolt action, again, extremely cheap, easy to shoot.
So when it comes to the
22, or Ruger 1022.
Yeah, I would recommend the Ruger 1022. Now for handguns, there's one I'm become a huge fan of. It's from PSA. I think it's Palmetto State Arms.
I'm sorry. The only answer for handguns is a Glock 17. And if you're saying anything different,
the Dagger 9mm.
Oh my god.
It is a better, cheaper Glock.
It's no.
Yes,
how are you? Okay, the last time I bought a Glock, they were like $500 a piece. How much does this gun cost?
The brand new one, $380, and it's got a threaded barrel. It's got all of the Glock upgrades that you wish a Glock came with. It also got the cutouts already in the slide for optics, and it's rad, and it's $380, and it is a Glock gun. Everything is interchangeable, but
does it rattle when you shake it? Does it rattle if you go like this with it? Because I feel like that's what
like how
like this. Yeah, we'll put this on YouTube later. Like the
look it up. Go to PSA and look up the Dagger 9mm. Just Just take a look. Read some
No,
reviews.
dude, because there's only one pistol, and it's the Glock 17. Maybe I can understand the argument for the Glock 19, which is just a compact 17.
Yeah.
That's it. It's the only handgun you need. Period.
So I'm saying all of this, and I have the 17.
Yeah, I mean, because like
I can't wait to get the dagger.
Okay, hold on. Okay, for like the two people who aren't offended by gun talk, and are still listening, dude, do never
Hero.
like, yeah, here, like, let me tell you, don't ever buy a subcompact pistol. Like when I see people, like when I talk to people and they're like, oh, I want to buy a handgun. I'm like, okay, cool. What do you want to get,
so
dude?
Everyone who listens, who did not join our OnlyFans, is not seeing the video. As Eric is talking about this subject right now, he's got the elbow on the windowsill, and he's rubbing his temples and his forehead from stress.
They're always like, I want a subcompact Kimber 1911, and I'm like,
oh God, no.
I'm like, fuck. I'm like, okay, are you good? Like, have you shot pistols before? The answer is I already know is no, because they just said they wanted a subcompact 1911, right?
Yeah.
Because small guns are extremely hard to shoot.
Yes.
The smaller the gun, the harder it is to shoot, right? 100%. So you should buy a full-size gun, right? Even if it's a pistol and you're like, oh, I want to conceal and carry this gun. You should still buy a full-size and then just learn to conceal and carry that full-size gun.
Yeah.
Because you are not going to be able to control even a subcompact 9mm, I think, in my opinion, is hard to shoot. And I'm definitely not going to shoot out past like 15 feet with it. With my Glock 17, I will shoot out to 25 yards accurately. I'll be like, cool.
Sweet.
Yes. And that's also because it's a Glock and it's great because it's got a long barrel on it, so it works. But it's not the point. Not the point. Holds 17 rounds. That's why it's called a Glock 17. In case anybody was wondering, it's their flagship gun. Holds 17 rounds. So you can literally go pew 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 17 times, right?
That's
before
true.
you need to think about a reload. And if you haven't hit what you're trying to hit in 17, don't
you just
reload.
Throw your gun. You just throw your gun like you're going after Superman from the 50s, forcing him to duck.
That's it. So
all right. So
that's it for gun
this
talk.
episode really kind of had its I guess had the swerve or the curve a little bit. We went from cats to anti to trips to black cube MTG to guns and gun legislation and different guns to get. So I think this episode has a little something for everyone to love and hate.
Yeah, absolutely. If you want to yell at me or just the podcast in general about the gun stuff, I get it. Like normally we try not to talk about this stuff, but with 3D printers, like, I don't know, it's hard not to because that's a lot of what 3D printers are used for. But anyhow, it's not the point. I don't care if you love or hate guns. That's your own opinion. You're entitled to it. I don't give a fuck. All right. Black Cube stuff was fun. Annie stuff is more funner.
Yes.
Next weekend is Firewalk with Me stuff. So I'm sure I'll have a lot to talk about. I'm going to fucking murder Cam Wall in some Annie events. Hopefully.
Dude, if there's any way you could go online and get a t-shirt from Firewalk, the Chinese restaurant brand, and wear it.
And just write with me.
I think that would be a chef's kiss.
I'll consider it. There's actually, unsurprisingly, in the West Coast, there's a lot of good, like, Japanese, Chinese food, obviously.
Well, yeah.
So it's probably the best part about living out here. Yeah, it's good stuff. What was I going to say? I have one more thing I want to talk about. It doesn't matter. We need to talk about vests. We need to talk about our cowboy vests. I just got another patch sewn on. We can save that for later, but we need to talk.
Yeah, so swag talk. We'll do swag talk maybe next time, huh?
We'll do swag talk. I think it's important as we come up on this event because a lot of people are going to be wearing their swag. Yeah. And a lot of people are going to be bringing swag to hand out, I think, as well.
So you're telling me you're going to an old school event?
Yeah, exactly. Like
next, tell me that they're going to try a new thing of serving beer.
Right. Correct. You're telling me that people are going to drink at this. Okay. Yeah.
Well, everyone, thank you for sticking around. If you stuck around to this point, so Mark and Eric, the Twitter is This Old Deck, right?
Yep. Correct.
What's your handle on Twitter?
Eric Martin 242.
And mine is, I think, Super Cobra 82. And if you're listening to this, you know our Twitter account's probably.
Yeah, you probably figured it out at this point, so I'm not too worried about it.
Cool. Right. Thanks for listening, and 4 strips.
4 strips. Okay, I got to go, but I can get this episode out tomorrow. I got to go to the market.
Still recording.
Is it? It doesn't matter.